Queen Elizabeth. She's a depraved pervert. She's mentally insane in 5 different ways. She's got water on the brain from alcohol. I'm pretty sure she has syphilis. She's hinted at that. She was born literally, shall I say, special to be politically correct. I say retarded. When I'm at cloning and in general mentioning, I just say retarded. I guess people don't like that. But yeah, she is. She's really whack by many ways.
From cannibalism, from inbreeding,
Okay, just to pick up on...
And from being in proximity to scary aliens for most of her life. At cloning, right?
Right.
It traumatizes you, I guess. But everybody at cloning is afraid of her, and they all do what she says. Well, I didn't want to go there. After a time, I gathered up my courage and told her I didn't want to go. And then, well, she was always really setting me up to be a victim. The song making, that was just a bonus. I was always meant to be a victim there. She wanted to actually make it look like I was a bad person or evil so that people wouldn't care or even try to defend me, make an attempt to speak up for me. Because she has nothing. I'll tell you how it is with her. Because she basically runs the place. She's not a victim. She's not a hostage. She runs the place. And everyone is even scared to say that they don't want to go there, because then she'll insinuate that she's insulted that they don't want to be her friend. The entire royal family is there. Charles is crazy too. He's been around talking to me at cloning ever since I was a kid. They made an exception with me. I was allowed to go there on adults' night. When there were no other kids there, I would go there. Now, when she's there, all she has, like Brad Pitt and Angelina and Jolie are there. Everybody you can think of that's the biggest people are there.
Damn.
And she wants to be seen and heard. She's desperate. She's what you call an attention, well, I won't say that word, but an attention promiscuous person. You can understand the word that I'm thinking. She has nothing. You see, she'll stand up and she'll go, "Oh, I'm the Queen of England," right?
Right.
And wave her hand in her signature wave. And she'll go, "Oh, I'm very powerful. I'm very rich." And that's all she has. After that, she has to sit her fat ass down and not say anything because she's boring. She has nothing. No gimmick. Nothing. She has no talents. No skills. She's semi-retarded and she make herself sound stupid. She has nothing. You can't sing or dance. She's not interesting. That's all she has to say to all of the celebrities. So, when she found me, she then had a little doggy that she could control and walk around on a leash in front of everyone. "Look what I have, this magical boy that can sing songs out of thin air," right?
She used me for a soapbox there. See, without me there, she has really no reason to speak. She's what, 87 years old now. She's in a sex slavery place. You know, nobody wants to see her in her bloomers. You know what I mean? So it's like hang the teddy up. It's time to go. But she sits up there and she's like, "Yes, and now we're going to bring out Dawn, and we're going to do this and that and the other thing." The Picton murders, they used to make me watch all of those. Elizabeth really took, like, control in matters pertaining to me there because she was acting like she was my owner, right? Because I was Mr. Special Song Guy, so she would always sit next to me and stuff. She's a camera hand.
And then, well, there's even grodier aspects to her and my relationship in the past. I won't get into that, though.
She's one of the worst people there. She's one of the prime evils. Charles is terrible. Camilla's terrible. William, there's something wrong with William. And Harry is scared. Weird. In the UK, with Elizabeth and Charles running stuff there, it's not good. They're not loyal to the country. They're loyal to themselves.
Well, about 3 days prior, I popped up there, and Elizabeth herself, from the front row of the crowd behind the hockey boards, says to me, "This is goodbye, Dawn." And I was like, "Oh, great." And they used to bring me there every night. And she says, "This is goodbye, Dawn." I was like, "Oh, good, I can't wait," because she said that so many times and would bring me back the next night and say, "Ha ha ha ha," right?
Right.
Like an insane, monotonous joke. And everyone else would laugh, but not smile as they laugh because they have to laugh. It was pretty insane. She would keep on doing it. And she knew that it wasn't very funny, and she really, it would be hard to explain her thought process. She knows the people there don't even like her, but they have to pretend like they like her. It's unbelievable. Well, she says, "This is your last time here." I was like, "Okay, good. I can't wait." Yeah, great. It was really short. I was only there for about 30 seconds. And I was deactivated. When they deactivate you, I've seen it on video and other people that have been deactivated. You just drop limp to the floor. And then either you have no dreams or you'll start to have a dream, a real dream, right? And then you'll wake up the next day and you'll remember it. But then, well, of course she lied and I was back again. And this other guy, a Freemason that's there, they were all pissed off. And I was in a reduced size body of myself. They call it a homunculus. They can make normal size clones of you that look almost exactly like you. You'll have different facial wrinkles and stuff around your eyes and stuff. It doesn't look exactly like you. Each one comes out looking slightly different. These duplication clones, it's not like the ones that are grown from babies. You grow full-sized in a tube. But let's see, he was talking about, "Why can't you just come here? We really like you. You're awesome. We want you to stay here and hang with us." I'm like, "Nope, not going to happen. I already told you. Leave me alone." So anyway, that he ended up stomping on my head until I was like unconscious and I don't know, probably died. But that would be the last time I was there. But that was the reason why I was in a reduced size clone, because this guy is a fat old man, couldn't beat me. And that's why I was reduced size, so he could win. And they stomped my head because they're all insulted that I don't want to hang around with them. They're all incredibly disgusting there. And they got really confident with how they can do whatever they want to anyone there. And when they victimize or kill someone in real life, it deters anyone from speaking, right? But with me, it's different because I always thought that I was just going to die anyway. So I was like, I'll do what I can since I'm doomed anyway. And so they couldn't control me in that aspect. But other people are still scared. And
I don't know what's going to happen now, because with them not killing me, everybody else is gaining confidence now. And they're like, "Well, we want out of here now." All the celebrities and stuff, and they're like, Elizabeth's trying to threaten people into silence still because she wants to just keep it going, because she knows she's doomed. She's going to be vilified worse than Hitler. She says, literally there, she carries a cyanide capsule with her. They all do. All the scumbags do. Because they know what's coming. They think a crowd is going to surround them and pull their arms off. Like they said, we fear being lynched in the street when this is disclosed to the public. And I said, hey, you deserve to get lynched, really. Like, you deserve way worse. Elizabeth stays medicated to try to stay asleep a lot, because she likes being cloned better than being real. Oh my god, she's so disgusting. It's not like, she's not like half lizard, or she's not a shape-shifting lizard. There's no shape-shifting like that.
Okay.
They laugh at that. These bloodlines and stuff, everybody thinks that they're back from the beginning, they're pure bloodline and stuff. But they're all just inbred people, hardcore inbred people. And they're all people that helped lizards in the past. These lizards called vril. They helped them to find victims, food, whatever. And in exchange, lizards from underground would bring them jewels and gold and everything, because they have no use for it down there. all these native kids, they remember Philip and Elizabeth and other people showing up on certain days.
Yeah.
These were very scary times to them, and they burned these dates into their brains so that they could remember the future. Now, the problem was, these dates don't line up with visits to Canada from the royal family. The thing is, they weren't really there. They were clones. They were clones in Canada. They were asleep in England and running around in REM clones here in Canada. What they would do, they would take the kids out for a picnic, a group of 5 kids. They would take one kid into the woods, and these kids were molested, all kinds. So they would bring them into the woods, and the kids would think, oh, I'm just going to get molested again, because they're used to it, and they would tie them up, and they would think that was just part of the whole thing, right? But when they tied them up, they would strangle them and watch them in the eyes until they died. They said it gave them some kind of a sexual pleasure or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the kids wouldn't go back to their beds in the dorms and in the residencies and stuff, and the kids would say, I'll remember this day forever when Queen Elizabeth...
So they were inferring that they were killed, basically, yeah?
There was a bunch of that, but sometimes it was just a few out of the group that were brought into the woods, and then they just never came back. But some of the kids that were in that group got returned to the school. But Queen Elizabeth and Ratzinger are not in prison yet, so, I don't think... and he won his court case and everything. Nothing happened. Yeah. So...
And let me tell you, other people in the past have said that Queen Elizabeth eats people and stuff. Well, she does. And she says that it's a beauty preservation technique. Well, the thing is, when cows eat other cows, they get mad cow disease. It's called
that's probably
encephalitis. Well, humans get that too if they eat humans. And people didn't know that until about the time of the mad cow disease discovery. And so they found out kind of too late. So they're 3/4 retarded now from eating people and stuff, because clones, I guess, taste different or something. I don't know. They're pretty sick. Oh, those gold-boiled babies. You probably heard about Alex Jones. He goes to the cloning station too. He's one of those. He's like a double agent. It's sick. He's only allowed to say what they say he's allowed to say. It's comical. They pay for his show. They pay for his TV show. Anyway, he was going on about gold-foiled babies.
That they found some British intelligence agent found them, or they found some on a British intelligence agent.
Roasted foiled babies, right? Well, the thing is, I seen them there, and they do eat them. It's a Luciferian thing.
They roast babies with spices and all kinds of stuff, and they wrap it in the gold foil because they got this thing about gold. I'll get into that another time, but...
The thing is, they don't even gut the babies. Elizabeth herself, her clone, said to me as a clone there, I was asking her about it because I couldn't believe it, because I've talked to her many, many times out there. I serenaded her out there with songs. I made so many songs there, with her prompting me to, so many, it's incredible. But all out of just trying to keep from getting tortured there.
Elizabeth said herself, when she thought that nothing was ever going to be found out, she said,
you have to eat them shallow, right? Now, I don't want to eat these things. She's just sick. To eat them shallow because it's rotten on the inside. I've never handled one of these things in real life, but if these cops that found them with this British agent that was looking to get them from a Taiwan guy, he was getting them to bring them to a cloning station somewhere for someone to eat. And if you cut them open, the guts are still inside. They don't gut them or anything. So, and the inside guts turn rotten, and the brains turn rotten. I know it's a terrible thing to talk about, but it's, blew my mind too. But so they just eat the skin and the arms and legs and the surface muscles and stuff. It's really sick. Sometimes they just sat around out there eating them. I've seen 3 people eating them at the same time. They were just showing me how, because I asked them about it, and then they had to show me them eating them. It was gross. Well, there's a semi-legal slave trade in the Sudan, North Africa, Northeast Africa. You can just go there and buy people as slaves, I guess. The Arabs kept it going as a holy thing. They need a slave outlet or something. So I guess there's still a slave trade in the Sudan. So people can go there and buy babies and make gold foil roast babies. And the funny thing is, the report on the gold foil baby finding thing, they said they found a bunch of babies in gold foil. But the strange thing was, they never said that you can smell the spices cooked into these roasted gold foil babies from 6 feet away. Like, I don't know what the spices are, but it's fragrant, okay? It's like, it's disgusting. It's heavily spiced. And they smoke them with cannabis, too, and then they get a body stone when they eat them sometimes. It's that bad.
Well, the pedophile investigation stuff, that kind of threw them for a loop. Like, they knew that they were hung up on it, but they didn't. I guess this Jimmy Savile guy had a lot of evidence against him, and it's linked to her. Like, when I first started writing my letter there, I told everybody, yeah, there's a bunch of pedophiles, super pedophiles, and people were like, oh, you should be shocked for talking about the Queen like that. But they all came back later and they said, okay, so maybe you're right, yeah. And it was funny. I got all kinds of friends on the friends list.
I'm actually hoping that Elizabeth is watching this in the future at some point. You're done now. You should have left me alone.
They're showing me all this stuff, and then with how good I did the songs and stuff, people wanted me to give them advice on political bullshit because they said that I thought outside the box and that I gave them an option that they hadn't even thought of in the past. Like, with a certain situation, they said I thought outside the box. I was talking to them all. They're all asking me different points for advice and stuff. A little kid. And I would give it, and it got worse and worse. It was like the songs. I would give them good ideas for stuff, and they would do it. And they just kept on coming back, and then everybody's getting annoyed with Elizabeth's croak at the cloning center because she's talking all the time. So then Vladimir will stand up. Yes, I'm going to do this and oh man. And Medvedev's there too. And China and Russia are the worst too. China and Russia are the worst too. They think if everything goes my way, that they're going to be, like, villainized.
And a lot of us think that the people that rule this world, there isn't any barriers, that there isn't any fighting really, they're all in it together, that it's all pretend, all these so-called disputes between these countries.
You're right for the most part, but then sometimes problems will spring up, and they can spring up so easy.
But do they work together mainly, though, would you say, as a rule, those people?
Oh, totally. But, see, all the celebrities there, they all show off for the celebrities so bad. It's like, if one Asian leader there makes fun of another Asian leader there and makes them look stupid in front of, like, Brangelina, you know, they get pissed. And they start saber rattling, they call it. And, I'll do this to you, I'll do this to you. We have this, we'll use this, right? And then it's a big thing, and then it's a big drama there. You gotta talk it down. But the thing is, China and Russia, man, China and Russia and Germany are pretty much the most powerful factions there. Italy is pretty much, well, Italy has the religious part of the Catholicism there. They got lots of money, but they're nothing compared to China and Russia. China and Russia droned a lot of people, very heartlessly, with a military agenda. China and Russia have been using lizards to replace people, to drone people and make them willing slaves because the drone just likes being a human. Now, thing is, China and Russia, they pretty much undermined America so bad. They have been droning people in America for a long time, in the government and everything, and chipping people's heads and taking over. America isn't even, I don't want to get people mad, but America isn't even really a country. It's a parasite country. It's going to have a real bad time soon because Russia and China are setting it up to take a fall. They know that they can't nuke them,
because they get a retaliatory strike and they would take damage. They know they can't invade because everybody has guns and they get blasted.
They're really going to try to get the guns away from America, and they don't care about citizens having pistols. They care about citizens having automatic rifles. And they're setting up these false flags, these shootings and stuff, so they can say, oh, we have to fix it so that Americans can't have these automatic weapons and even high-grade pistols, because people do want to invade America. But the problem is they would never be successful with the entire populace having access to guns,
Mm-hmm.
It's bad, man. It's real bad.
So they're going to find something else to do. And I think they're going to drop a man-made asteroid on it from somewhere out there. I don't know how they can do this. It could be a plasma ball caused by the HARP machine that they have, the weather manipulation tool they have. They've been using that for a while.
China is...
That's where all the gold's going, isn't it?
Yes, they have the most gold. They've been down with vril for thousands of years. They droned more people than all the other nations combined. China really doesn't want this known because China thinks they're going to be ostracized from the rest of the world. They think the other countries are going to start expatriating Chinese people because China has been very, very bad. Not just droning people with the lizards, chipping people's heads and then putting dead Chinese people's consciousnesses in them, running them. And they don't want to be just anybody. They want to be good-looking white people. And they've done it in America all kinds. They said that that me telling people about this is going to get them nuked. They're going to get nuked and somebody's going to nuke or something. And I'm like, well, kill the lizards, shut down them dead people, everything will go smooth. It's pretty heavy, though. China is one of the worst places in the world. It's not the people there. Like, I'm not racist or anything. It's the government there. The government is still kind of being run by this guy named Mao Zedong. Chairman Mao.
Yeah.
He's still living on a flawed recorded consciousness on a chip in either a clone or somebody else's head. It's pretty crazy now. When they copied his consciousness onto chip, they only had Mark 1 clones, and it's way more side effects then. Now, after they made Mark 2s, they can't go back and take that recording and upgrade it to Mark 2, so he's stuck as Mark 1 clone, flawed recorded consciousness, which is even worse than Mark 2.
Yeah,
And Mark 2 is pretty bad in itself.
The thing is, what people have to do, it's going to have to be a military thing. Like, the military will have to perform a coup, because I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for saying this, but Obama is down with the vril, okay? Vladimir Putin, he's down with them. They're all scared. Like, the Illuminati thing is a big united thing, but it's united through fear, basically, right? Because if one person comes out and says, oh, I'm going to tell, that person dies real quick. And then the other people look and go, ooh, I don't want to be the next one, right?
Well, there's a lot of Freemasons at cloning, Scientologists, Mormons. There's a lot of different factions. They wanted me to join the Freemasons. They got a lodge in Halifax here. I ain't joining, though. I hate them people. But there's a lot of Freemasons. Like, parts of their levels of knowledge are like cloning, vril, and different things.
Mm-hmm.
They know about it all.
Like, just even the Chinese Triad faction, the Japanese Yakuza faction. Then there's all the other governments, and they pretty much, some of them are allied in the same faction, some of them aren't, some of them are independent. There's a bunch of different factions, though, but they were all collected into it, and most of them don't even want to be there, and they're all hoping that I do something. Like, they're telling me that I'm being slack, saying, you're not doing enough, darling. Get out there. You need to sing a song on camera. I said, no, I don't want to sing a song. Yeah, on satellite. They got all kinds of stuff on satellite. They said they got something called a death beam. They said they got like a beam from a satellite they can give people cancer. Different things. They got nukes on satellites. They weaponized space a while ago. Everybody's like, oh my God, is Kim going to throw the missile? Is he going to throw the missile? He could blast anywhere in the U.S. right now. He's got a satellite up there. It was supposed to be a TV satellite. No, it's got nuke pods on it. It can just drop them. Like, Kim Jong-il wanted to get Japan before he died. He always wanted to get Japan. I was there when it was going down. Korea's hated Japan since like 1300s or something. Japan was always trying to invade the mainland. So it's an ancient hatred. Kim Jong-il wanted to get Japan before he died. He actually wanted to nuke them, but you have to have permission from the Illuminati to do big things like this. And he set off that nuke underneath the seafloor and started
So it was a
this
nuke, right?
I'm not sure if it was a nuke or if it was a HARP controlled by their country or whatever, but they caused it. Kim Jong-il caused it without permission. He asked, can I do this to Japan? And they said, no, you can't. That'll cause too much destruction in the world, all the nuclear stuff. No. The coast has the nuke things on there. He did it anyway. They just only have so many places to put the things. Like, you might have noticed that Kim died right after that. They made him have an aneurysm. They put the electricity to his clone, but they didn't give him no pain. He got a shot of heroin when he got his electrical current put to his clone. And he had an aneurysm. His son takes over. He doesn't care. Kim is still kicking around as an undead clone. He was pretty crazy. He's a pretty crazy person. The whole country over there is pretty black.
The leadership of Japan is there. And something called the Yamaguchi-gumi Yakuza. Yamaguchi-gumi.
They're the most powerful Yakuza guys, and they lord over the other Yakuza guys.
I remember they used to talk to me all the time because sword fighting. They were asking me for a solution to the whole fucking nuclear problem.
And what about China?
There are no Greece leadership there.
No.
Because
there's no Greece leadership. That's
no Greece.
Perfect.
Greece either wasn't brought there, or they were brought there with their memory repressed and said, "Will you be with us?" And Greece said, "No, you guys are disgusting. We're out. We're out." Right? So Elizabeth said to me one day, "I don't know why they focus on me and include me in this stuff. They like to use me for a scapegoat sometimes." They said, "Don't even need a country." Yeah, they can't control the weather. They told me they can cause earthquakes. Now they told me all kinds of bullshit too, right? When I was there, they were acting like the tsunami was a big surprise, right?
No,
they were worried about it. They actually said that they downplayed it worldwide. It was actually way worse than people said it was. The radiation and stuff, way worse. They said they had to downplay it so bad because there would have been a world panic about it. It's bad, I guess, really bad.
It is.
Anyway, this is one of the solutions that they had come up with. A circle of people trying to think of a solution. You know what they were going to do? Well, North Korea, when they did nuclear tests up there, underground, when the nuke would go off, it caused a major depression in the ground, like a crater, like the bomb actually exploded on the surface.
That's what
what the Japanese were going to do, they were going to drill a hole into the coast underwater.
That's what they did.
Insert a nuke and then blow it up underneath of the plant. It would go down into a crater and the water would rush in and cover it with water. That's one of their solutions, but they didn't want to do that to trigger possibly other earthquakes. There was a big debate about it, right? And then they never did that, and then they just kept on spraying it, and they want to concrete it and stuff. They told me so much stuff, man. I'm telling you everything. I'll tell you everything.
The other one, the best one that they have, is what they use, one of the functions of the Hadron Collider, the proton collider that they have.
They can do an effect. They call it the Groundhog Day effect, just like the movie.
And they proved it to me, because I didn't believe it would work. So what it does, just like the Groundhog movie, they can slam protons, and that makes a set point. Now, after that,
if things don't go their way, they can go back to the last slam, whether they did it yesterday or 3 days ago or last week. And then they can correct things, but you do not remember unless you have a chip in your brain. A certain kind of chip,
which I have, and many of the other ones do have, and they're multi-use chips. They do multiple things. They transfer consciousness and everything. Now, you people, normal civilians, would feel a strong deja vu. If they do it a third time, you remember everything. You could even remember lottery numbers.
It's like a major technology they have. Groundhog Day, and they can do this like 9 times in a row, but the 8th or 9th time they do it, they're risking having a black hole appear in the Earth somewhere, so they say. So they only do it a maximum of like 6, 7 times if they have to, where usually once or twice is enough for whatever they want to do. The problem is,
if someone comes out tomorrow, say Pink the singer, and Elijah Wood knows all about me, all about cloning. I've met him and talked to him there. Same with Pink the singer. I'm just using her as an example. If she comes out tomorrow on international live television and says, there's a cloning center and they're killing people, they use us as slaves and we can't say anything, do you know what they do? We will again go back to 3 days ago to the last proton slam of CERN Hadron Collider. I don't know how the science works. I'm not a physicist. They will go back to 3 days ago, and guess what happens to Pink?
she would never make that news press conference, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's a good deterrent.
Listen, Elijah Wood didn't mind being used when he was a kid for benefit.
Money, right? Fame.
That's what most of them do.
Yeah.
If they ever try to talk...
Which he's doing now. I mean, don't you think
He took it back. He took it back and said that he didn't even mean it. He said he was elaborating on someone else's article and they took it out of context. But that was just a lie because they bounced time. And they said, take it back or we're going to kill you. That's what they do. That's why no one can talk. That's the biggest fail-safe, you guys. I'm trying to save the world here, you guys. They can do it a day or a week whenever they made the past slam. They change things for sometimes just for a joke. The spelling of a movie, other things. They just do it to flaunt their power. Because no one can do anything about it. Think about it. What has anybody done about it? They can't change it very much, though, or it'll cause something called paradox that will change other things. So they only change it in a minute way.
The geoengineering and the chemtrails that are taking place at the moment.
Well, there's a few different things that they've said. They said it contains nanobots, nano probes or something. Some of them, they're not little boxes with feet walking around. They're just a wire, one tiny little wire that they can activate and have manipulate and running through. They said they're through everybody now. They've got nanites and everybody. It's like that intelligent dust or the smart dust they put out. It's just like that. It's everywhere. Also, it's for the depopulation, but everybody thinks that depopulation, they're going to run around killing a bunch of people all at once. They don't want old people living to be 110 anymore because they're going to... It's a major problem. They're going to retirement homes at 55.
Yeah.
They're not dying at like 70 anymore. They're dying at 110. So, you know, it's costing them a lot of money. Like even these people's families. So they're trying to make people die sooner. They said that the nanite things can connect together in midair and make the images, but for whatever they want. And then they also said they wanted to block out the sun a little bit because vril lizards are very sensitive to the sun. They said they wanted to block it out actually and have them come up and walk around. They want to live peacefully, coexist with humans. Yeah, they can put illusions in the sky and stuff, but they were... The Blue Beam thing where they were going to put images of different deities in the sky and stuff, that was a host's idea. See, no one would go for that. Like, everybody would know it was some kind of a manipulation. And so they scrapped that plan. They're not going to put pictures of God in the sky. The richest people in the world are the heads of religious sects, right? Because they've been getting donations for thousands of years. They've been getting the gold and jewels for thousands of years. They're the richest people. So basically, they buy people. They buy people's loyalty and ensure their loyalty with fear of man-made hell, death after death as phones. It's a really good deterrent from talking, but since they said they were going to do that to me anyway, I got nothing to lose, because after I made about 50 songs there, people started saying that I might be some kind of religious significance. And then they're talking to me about, I was just a little kid, and they're talking to me about these prophecies, Nostradamus prophecies and everything, and I'm like, I don't know what that is. And they said, they start going into religious stuff, saying, oh, maybe he's the lamb, right? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I never had any kind of, well, later on in life I'd tell them I never had any kind of visions or heard anything, and I really don't think that I am. When they were going on with the Jesus talk, trying to say I was Jesus, there was a bunch of people there that were saying, well, we're Luciferians, and Lucifer wants us to get Jesus and torture him in the next century as a devotion to our God, and we'll get good luck and good fortune for doing it. And they call it fleecing the lamb. So then I was kind of worried, and they wanted me to be a part of this Project Camelot thing. Well, there was a bunch of kids there, candidates for it. It was to be a figurehead, like a religious figurehead, during an atomic catastrophe in the future. They were going to have someone to attempt to control the population, like by talking them through a big catastrophe. Then, yeah, they were planning on leading people into underground bases and messing them up, depopulating and stuff. Some of the Illuminati people, the heads of certain religions, and different ones too, that aren't even supposed to like each other, they're kind of united in this thing, and they call themselves the Pharisees, right?
Right.
And I didn't even know what that was. I didn't even know what that was. I thought it was like something to do with pharaohs or something. But they're like, nope.
Well, the thing is, they don't have a religion that they can follow, because there's not too many religions that will condone the scummy things that they do. So they made a collage of a bunch of different prophecies, the Nostradamus prophecies, the quatrains, the Revelations, and the Hopi Indian prophecies, Mayan and Aztec prophecies. And they mixed them all together and tried to make some kind of sense of it.
They call themselves the cold ones too. And they like that. They call themselves the cold ones because it's mentioned in the Bible, the cold ones, the corrupt people that God hates, that He'll destroy the world because of. They say, yeah, we're the cold ones, right? Man, it's so incredible.
Like, they have people there that make prophecy stuff happen. They're called the Pharisees, right? Rich people from different regions of the world. And they make prophecy events happen to, as they said, keep religion viable, to make it look like different religions are real for the masses.
So they'll keep getting donations and the priests will still be in a job.
Like flooding of New York with the HARP technology and the storm, that was all intentional.
They do all kinds of stuff. They're making rivers go red. And over in Jerusalem, or somewhere in Israel, they just made that red cow get born, a red heifer cow. It's supposed to be when a red heifer is born over there. It's supposed to be the end of days.
Yeah, they want revelations and stuff to come true. I wasn't sure if they wanted the bad ending or the good ending.
But, like, I don't know what they're going to do now. Before this big savior emerges, there's supposed to be, like, an enormous destruction. And 3 days of darkness, right? So that's pretty much the last thing to happen now. I thought it would be at the end of the 4 blood moons from last year, but no. And at cloning, a lot of people that do want to be out of the place have always been real excited. Oh, excellent. At the end of these 4 blood moons, it's finally over, right? Exposed and we're free. But then it gets pushed back again. And they go, oh, no, we have to wait for this. Like, Elizabeth says this. They said it just wasn't supposed to happen at 2012 or whatever. They made a lot of excuses. They said that it's not even actually 2012, that the years are off, you know.
They've told me years ago there is no Planet X. They said they're going to use that as an excuse.
Let's see. Well, I was raised Catholic, baptized and everything. The thing is, the Pope is at cloning. The ex-Pope is at cloning.
He was supposed to step down in this prophecy or something, and the new Pope's name somehow translates out to this Petrus Romanus guy. And see, it's all set up from the Pharisees. They're setting up prophecy stuff to happen, and I guess this is the part where the last Pope comes in. The head of the Jesuits is the Black Pope, and then they got this new Pope here, and now they're saying that he's a Black Pope as well.
There's bishops out cloning. There's cardinals from the Vatican that are out cloning, like a lot of them. And they sit around. Some of them participate in nasty things, just from what I've seen. Maybe all of them do. I've only seen a few doing things, but they all sit around. They all get told what to do. They know all about aliens. They've spoken to them there.
And even Pope John Paul II, he's only mostly dead.
Wow.
He survives in a clone. He's still there. He knows all about this. He's always known all about this. I used to talk to him when I was a kid.
The Vatican's been down with lizards for a whole long time.
They supposedly, so they told me, they sacrifice one child at the Vatican every year at the prompting of aliens and stuff. They think that there's some kind of a tradition. Well, underneath the main altar at the Vatican, there's like a little alcove underneath. Like, it's not a secret room either. It's like you can walk down into it and slice the throat of a baby down there once a year. It's like pretty crazy, and it's not a clone baby, it's a real baby. And a lot of the reason that these priests mess with kids is because they have this oath of celibacy. They can't have sex, they can't get married, right? So then they start going a little bit squirrely with their biological urges and desires. Yeah, they start getting a little crazy about it. And also, in some religions, like Jewish religion, they say having sex with either a man's ass or a kid's ass is not actually having sex, so it doesn't count. So they can go with it.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, really though.
It's just like when, the Vatican had that sex party and that 13-year-old went missing in there. And her father rounded up everybody, and they went out into Vatican Square there, and they're like, "Where's my daughter? She went in here and she didn't come out. Where's my daughter? Where's my daughter?" They stayed out there for days. I don't know how long. They didn't do anything. They just sat out there and waited. The Pope didn't step out on his balcony to answer. The police didn't go in to get the Pope and ask him. Nobody did anything. And eventually the people got cold and wet and went home. So still nobody knows what happened to that girl. But they killed that girl down in the basement.
They used to discuss politics with me since I was a little kid, and it connects with how I made a bunch of songs there. After I made a bunch of songs, the politicians wanted to hang around with me and sit around and talk with me because I made it like their favorite song in the 80s or something. And then they started trying to impress me by telling me what they had, what they could do, what they did, what they don't get caught for. And they all just sit around talking about world affairs, what they're going to do. It's all behind the scenes. Like, America thinks Obama is like Illuminati or something, and they should go with Ron Paul. But guess what? Ron Paul is Illuminati too. He goes to the cloning station and engages in all the disgusting stuff too. So does Hillary Clinton. So does Bill Clinton. He played saxophone there a few times when I was making songs, like back in the 90s. It's funny. All the politicians like to show off their other skills, their acting skills and singing skills and stuff for the celebrities, and then the celebrities in turn hang around with them, and sometimes they get to talk to them about world affairs and stuff and give the world leaders advice, and sometimes the world leader will take the advice just to be friends with the celebrity. It's stupid. It's the place has to be shut down.
I don't watch CNN or anything. They tell me this stuff.
You don't have no news. You don't.
Yeah, they tell me this stuff daily. I have so much stuff to tell you guys. Hillary Clinton sits in the seat next to me and tells me stuff, right? And I'm like, what are you telling me this stuff for? I don't even want to be here, you ugly woman. Leave me alone. I don't want to have sex with you. I don't want to discuss things with you. You're disgusting. You watched that innocent child die on video. You watched all those poor hookers get bonked with a hammer, except for the one. Oh my God. Oh my God. I hate them. I hate them so bad.
I've seen every candidate except for Bernie Sanders there, and he's there too, I'm sure.
Ah.
They're always there. Each time, they're always there. They're all Illuminati, and whoever gets voted in is Illuminati and will do whatever they want. Trump's been there. Trump took credit for an invention they made years ago.
Really?
It was called it's like they made a big deal about it too. It's like a permanent baby product now. It's like still making millions. It's I described it there. What did I call it? The munchie. But I think they changed the name to something else. It's like a soother, right? But instead of a nipple, it has a mesh net, and you can pop open the crossguard on this soother, and it's got a ring to hold on to at the bottom, just like a soother. Looks just like a soother, but you pop open this cross piece, and you can stuff into this mesh net, chunks of peaches or whatever, and then the baby gets it and starts chewing on it. You can put popsicles in the mesh net, anything, and there's no choking hazard, right? So they said that was genius, and Donald Trump put it out, and he said that he invented it himself. He thought it up one night when he was asleep.
Wow.
Donald Trump never invented anything.
Have you seen him partake in any rituals?
No, he did different things to me. He punched me, kicked me when I was a kid.
Wow.
He shot me like a couple years ago just for a joke. My clone.
Gotcha.
Like, in my real body that I'm talking to you with right now, I've never been to the cloning center myself. Only as clones. Nobody goes there in their real body unless they're going to die. There was another woman that said that she was going to be president of the United States. They're always big on first-time things. Like, when Barack Obama became president, he's not even a real person. I named him, man. I named him. His name is not even Barack. I named him Barack, because of one of my favorite Mortal Kombat characters called Baraka.
Yeah, I know him.
Oh, man. And he's not even a real person. He's supposedly a remade body from the past of this pharaoh, Akhenaten. He really is. And Akhenaten had some kind of an incestuous relationship with his mother. And his wife, Michelle Obama, she's supposedly not a real person either. She's a remade body from the past with a different consciousness running it. But she's supposedly Obama's biological mother, for all intents and purposes. They were all big on, there's never been a black president before, Donnie. We're going to do this. And I'm like, okay, I don't care. What are you telling me for? I'm Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, we're going to do that. And I was like, okay, do whatever. I don't care. After that, a year ago or so, they were like, there's never been a female president, Donnie. We're going to make it Hillary this time. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's great. She goes along with whatever aliens say, right? Because she's terrified there, actually. So I was like, well, after you do that, why don't you make a dog president? Because, there's never been a dog president. And then what I said, and then people are laughing, right? And I was like, yeah, when you ask the dog president for his stance on Russia, he'll say rough. And then someone will say, oh yeah, that means we have to be rough with our stance against Russia. Man, you're crazy. It's like a party with a bunch of mentally impaired children. See, all these things that I'm saying, they're going to bring me there tonight when I go to sleep. I'm going to say, why you say this, Tony? Why'd you say this about me? Oh, man. Well, everybody's afraid of Vladimir. He is basically like Elizabeth in terms of say and power there. He's been there since I was a little kid. Hillary was there too since I was a little kid, Elizabeth. They've seen everything there that I've done. They all think I'm Mr. Special. But Vladimir talked to me a lot there because, just like Elizabeth, he has no gimmick. right? And he wants to be seen and heard by all the celebrities there. He's asked me for ideas and stuff, options on what he should do in certain situations, but it goes in major detail. Like, Obama is supposed to be a fall guy for him to be appreciated, for Vladimir to be appreciated. And Obama knows he's the fall guy. He's a willing fall guy. He's supposed to do and say stupid things, and then Vladimir correct him. And Vladimir looks cool, and Barack looks stupid. It's already happened about 50 times, but it's all staged, fabricated stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to happen, and it'll continue to happen. The U.S. government is all basically cloned into this place. And if any of them don't do what they're told, Russia and China and a few Arab states will torture them to death, kill their families. The U.S. is in a lot of trouble. Seems just about everybody else in the world hates America. Even Britain, who's supposed to be allied with America, hates America still, just for the War of 1812 when they seceded from the Commonwealth, you know? Vladimir, I want people to realize too, you and everyone else must see all of the positive, sickeningly sweet, positive posts about Vladimir. He's so good, he's doing this, he's so good. Vladimir is savior of the Christian people. Vladimir pets puppy. Vladimir does this so good. Vladimir does that so good. It's all reverse psychology. It's fabricated. He's the closest thing to the Antichrist that I could ever imagine. He's incredible. Like, it's bad. It's real bad.
You won't believe me, but guess what? If you see evidence of cupboard doors opening and shit, it's people with spider wire trying to deceive you. Vladimir Putin at cloning, because I asked them since I was 12, you guys. I said, I want to know about ghosts. I want to know. And I asked them about everything, and they told me everything. I don't know why. I think just because of the songs. Vladimir Putin, president of Russia, he said, don't listen. And he's a very terrible man. He said, don't listen. If there was real ghost, I would have captured one by now, cage it, and be drawing power from it to power submarine. There is no ghost. I would be sucking the juice out of it for energy to power a military vehicle. There's no ghosts, you guys. It's just they keep the idea alive to keep movies going, you know?
All of them are there. Muammar Gaddafi was there. He's not actually dead, by the way. That was a clone of him that died.
I used to call him Uncle Mo when I was a kid, man. He was actually somewhat nicer than the rest of them, right?
Yeah.
But he had to keep up the exterior that he was just as evil as the rest of them, right?
Yeah.
But he'd been hanging around with me since I was a little kid, watching me make these amazing songs out of thin air, right? Actually, a song I made about him for Prince called it was called Raspberry Beret. He wore a raspberry beret, right? That's the song. It's about Muammar Gaddafi. He loved it. He's sitting there in the crowd behind the hockey boards going. He does flamenco dancing and everything. He used to hang around there with me, asking me how he should do stuff.
Wow.
He says he wanted to talk the Americans for a military vehicle, a Humvee, right? So he says, Donnie, I have so much money. With his harsh accent, right? He goes, I have so much money. What the vehicle do I make? And it's like, I don't know, make something better than what they got, right? And you're trying to talk them. And he's like, I put the Lamborghini engine in the Bronco. Go faster than any Humvee, right? So I was like, cool. And then he's showing me this car. And man, showed me it at the cloning station. So I'm like, how did this get here, right? And probably wasn't even a real one. It was probably just a skeleton of it or something. Anyways, so yeah, he was there. The whole Lockerbie thing, you know, the Lockerbie bombings in England.
Yeah.
I didn't expect him to be there hanging with Elizabeth, right? Because of that. They're supposed to hate each other, right? So I don't even know the date that happened. But he was hanging there before that, so you think he would be scared of the clone station to do this bombing, afraid of clone torture and stuff. But if they clone tortured him, he would tell the world, right?
Yeah.
And so he had them there. Also, they had, I'll just tell you, it's kind of gross. They had one of his really, really close friends imprisoned there, right? I guess he gets kind of fruity with them sometimes, right? And he wanted him back really bad. So he said, if you don't let me have him back, I'm going to keep on bombing, and I'm going to tell the world about cloning. They'll all pounce on you, and they might pounce on me too, but they'll get you too. And I'm getting my friend back, and you better give him back. And they gave him back. And everybody was like, oh my God, why are you giving him back? And they're like, we just have to for international. No, it was so he didn't talk about cloning. But I'm talking about it now. So Muammar Gaddafi is not dead, by the way, you guys. Muammar Gaddafi is not dead. That was a clone that you guys seen die on that video. They showed me the whole prep for it and everything.
Well, I've helped them make movies and a lot of songs and stuff, and successfully too. So they wanted me to help them set up the whole thing. How would it look believable? Because I walked them through a few things before, like I had to, when I was memory impressed and stuff, and to keep from getting stabbed and stuff, because it messes up your heart in real life, like if they sporadically torture you. Anyway, all the people around Gaddafi there were in on it. Even the phone shaking around, the cell phone camera shaking around, that was all that hustle and bustle, that was all manufactured. They all think they're great actors and stuff. Gaddafi wanted to go down. He didn't want to look like Saddam Hussein. He said, in getting his mouth opened up and walking around in his underwear and stuff, he said he wanted to go out like cool looking. So the blood on the face and everything was a little cut at his hairline. And they put it all over his face on the side there. Like, it was all set up. It was all a big stage play. And you never find his body now. It's supposedly buried secretly. That's because if you dig up his body, take a test on it, and you'll be able to tell it's a clone. That's why they buried his body in a remote location nobody will ever find, because it's a clone, and the cells are different and stuff, I guess. Like these, they're grown in 5 months in a big glass tank full of like salty water, and
they said he's living in Gaza now. I guess he has ties in Gaza. They like him.
Gaza?
Yep, Gaza, like the side of Israel there, Gaza Strip.
It's all true, you guys. It's crazy shit, and there's even more shit. But and regarding the thing where I don't tell the story about the thing, well, the thing is, I was telling a bunch of stuff, and then they wanted to make me look even more stupid, so they would bring out high-profile people more and more to do ridiculous things to me, and in hopes that I would relate the exact thing on Facebook and look like an idiot more. So I didn't even really say much at the time, because, yeah, weird stuff. Like some celebrity dresses up like a clown and beats you with a Nerf bat or something, right? And they want you to say that on Facebook, so that people say, listen to what he's saying, man, he's bringing it out of his head. But it's supposed to be like that, that's why they do it, you know.